storm is creating an onshore flow that's creating a rise in water around the Charleston area, and we'll continue to see that potentially become an issue later on as this storm could get a little bit closer to the low country. Right now, what's new with it, we have a Category 4 storm. Slower motion means it's going to be likely hooking to the north as it approaches Florida, but not making landfall potentially in Florida. That's what most of the models are doing now, keeping it just off the Florida coast, and that would mean some greater impacts for the Carolinas Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to get into Dorian again here in just a second. Want to get you a local update, though, as things are nice and calm. Luckily, 60s and 70s out there. 68 for Spartanburg, 67 for Asheville, 77 around Greenville. As we go through the day tomorrow, temperatures will warm into the upper 80s. So it's still going to be warm, but we will have some fairly low humidity in place. That should feel good. 84 by the end of the day in the mountains. And maybe you're heading down to Charlotte to see North Carolina take on the Gamecocks. Oh, so much college football tomorrow. It's going to be fun. Upper 80s expected. Warm and dry conditions. And again, all the while we will be continuing to track Dorian while all that's happening. As we go through the Labor Day weekend and the holiday here, as well as along the coast, really not looking too bad. It's going to be next week that any impacts from Dorian would happen. Only a small rain chance for Sunday as well as Monday, highs staying in the 80s. So here's Dorian, Category 4 storm, winds at 140 miles per hour. And as we go through time, notice pushing off to the west, it's going to stay a Category 4. At least that's the forecast right now. As we know, a lot of this can change, so we just have to stay up with it. It's very difficult to pinpoint exactly where these storms go. That's why the cone, it gets so wide as we head this far out. We're looking at a potential landfall anywhere from down toward Miami up to Jacksonville. Now, potentially, it could not even hit Florida and curve up toward South Carolina. But the good news is if it does continue off toward the east with this track, chances are it would continue that curve and not plow right into South Carolina. I haven't seen a whole lot indicating that. That's one good piece of news with this. But we are in the cone of uncertainty, even areas in the southern part of the upstate. But most models keep it right up along the coast. And you can see that here as it approaches Florida, kind of making a turn to the north and east. And this would be around Wednesday into Thursday. This would happen. This would keep most of the moisture away from the upstate. We'd get heavier rain along the coast, some strong wind. Now, this high pressure to our north, that's what's helping to steer the storm west for now, but it is going to be backing off, and the models are picking up with kind of a weakness in that high pressure, helping to draw it farther north. So that's what we could end up seeing as this turn could happen a little bit earlier. Let's hope it happens earlier and earlier, so that the storm perhaps stays out at sea. So let's get a quick look at your next 7 days. Slight chance for rain as we head into next week. Better rain chance Wednesday into Thursday as we could be at least brushed by the moisture associated with Dorian. Now let's head over to your riding forecast, sponsored by Harley-Davidson of Greenville. And I tell you what, it's looking like a great weekend to get out on the roads. Temperatures in the 80s, low rain chance really both days, but an isolated shower will be possible on Sunday. And across western North Carolina, looking at 80s for Saturday and then low 80s as we head into Sunday. So looking good if you're getting out on those roadways. Of course, you can always head to foxcarolina.com throughout this weekend, hour by hour forecast there, as well as the tropics tracker.